Welcome. Happy Friday the 13th. I mean, is there any more 2020 than that? Having a Friday the 13th in November. So crazy. If we want to talk about real quick, COVID is not going away. Numbers are up, highest numbers since August. So as a weekly reminder, and if I could do it daily, I would, but wash your hands, wear your masks, or Aubrey Jenkins is going to ticket you $100. So wear your mask. And there are no more warnings, just for the record. So anyway, but that's a serious, the hospital numbers are up. 800 some odd folks in the hospital in South Carolina. The record was 1,700 any one time, but it's ticking back up. Just not good. Couple recap issues this week, and I got a guest today I want to introduce. But we had a great program this week with the South Carolina Leadership Exchange with Charleston and Greenville chambers, and big shout out to Carlos and Brian Dearberry, Carlos Phillips at Greenville Chamber, and Brian in Charleston, and their staffs, and my staff at the chamber have done a great job. For those that missed it, I think you can still, there are going to be some recordings, but highlights were Governor McMaster and Bobby Hitt, Molly Spearman, Tim Scott. We had Jim Clyburn. Anyway, we had a great presidents from the research colleges, presidents, Dr. Artist here. We had folks from the technical college systems, presidents from Greenville, Charleston, and Columbia on. It really was good. So thanks to those that joined in on that. We appreciate it very much. I thought it was a great first conference. We look forward to doing that some more. All right. We also had we were all focused tunnel vision on what was happening with the leadership stuff. So that was us all week. But I'll tell you what, had a significant announcement in Columbia this week with the announcement of $400 million investment and 300 jobs. And that's a big deal. So I've asked my friend Ryan Coleman to join us this morning to just give a little bit of an update on what's going on with that project and how it was landed, and more importantly, what does that mean for us here in Columbia and going forward? So Ryan, thanks for waking up early and joining us. I kid, because Ryan posts like at 4:30 every morning that he's up. It's rather nauseating, quite frankly, when I wake up at 6 and he's already been up running and done 25 miles or something obnoxious like that. So Ryan, thanks for being with us today. I really am excited about this project. It's huge. And so if you don't mind.
I have a very effective alarm mechanism, Carl, as I'm sure you've had it sometimes in your life, but when a 3-year-old rolls over in the middle of the night and smacks you in the face, that tends to get your attention a little bit more than the alarm clock does. Like I can just smash the snooze button, but getting, hammer fisted by a child, usually that's enough initiative to just get up and get out of bed anyway. So.
Well, good for you.
Thanks for inviting me to come and speak with y'all today. And this week has been a huge week for Columbia, South Carolina, and obviously we're in the news for all the right reasons this week. In the age of COVID, you don't have a lot of $400 million projects just floating around out there to be landed. So this is a pretty, substantial win for the area, not just in the jobs and investment, but in the company and the brand and the recognition that comes along with that as well. We were meeting with the project team last night, and I just want to say one thing about these folks. Meeting with the folks from Mark Anthony Beverage. I'm really impressed with like the caliber and the quality of this corporate team that they have. They are just from my interactions with them, they are a really great blend of, not pretentious, not crazy. They're just a bunch of kind of everyman guys, but they're energetic, they're driven. They really like their product and they're really focused on quality. And they're just kind of, they're just a bunch of roll up the sleeves and get the job done kind of folks. And I think that can best be expressed in the fact that, this project was announced this week. It's been landed and they want to have that facility up and running and cans coming off the line by June or July of next year. That is a ridiculous production schedule to build a $400 million facility and have it up, permitted, and operational within a period of about 6 to 7 months. So the communities, we're all really working together. First to get this here, and then to make sure that we help them achieve their timelines and that we deliver on that as well. And that's taken a lot of efforts from everybody across the community. I think first and foremost, a huge amount of credit to Jeff Rubel and Tiffany Harrison at Richland County, who have worked on this the most. I don't think Tiffany Harrison slept in about 2 months now, working on this to get this project here in the Columbia area. So they have really kind of run this thing from day one and have done a substantial job of selling the county and the community. But it's a team effort. It's across the board. Everybody's been involved in this. So Dominion Energy has been there, Keller Kazam, John Cadena, Morgan Harold, the team over there. One of the biggest things that they have to do is there's a large power demand that needs to go to that site. And so they've got a lot of work to do. And Keller's been very insistent from day one that we're going to make sure that you've got the power that you need and that you're going to be there on time and ready to go. From the city side, Clint Sheely, Joey Jaco, our utility staff have been wonderful. Clint has been a huge asset to the city of Columbia since he came over a few years ago, and he had some private sector background. I'm trying to remember if he worked for like Black and Veatch or somebody like that, but he's brought a really good blend of the private sector common sense and balancing that out, with what our infrastructure and government needs are as well. And so we were fortunate enough to already have water to that site, which is huge for them. In that they're going to be the largest water customer by far at the city of Columbia, 3 million gallons per day, 3 million. Just to put that in perspective, I think our next largest corporate customer would be like Westinghouse. Jushi's also out in that area. They use a lot. And I think they're in like the 500,000 gallons per day range. So, I mean, these folks are going to be using a lot of water. And obviously you would expect that because of the product that they're bringing to market. So a lot of credit to Clint, Joey, Jason Shaw, John Riggs, the folks in our utilities department have done great. Central SC Alliance, Tracy McMillan and Carrie Turner have done a lot of work, kind of helping get some things ready for these folks as they get ready to come in. South Carolina Department of Commerce, as always, they're at the epicenter of it, and I saw Jennifer Noel Fletcher last night, so I know they've been very involved as well. But it really took everybody kind of coming together. Something I really want to see more of, from us as a community of, let's figure out how we get this done. Let's get this over the hump. And I think, having this size of a project and this brand attached to our community gives us a really good platform where we can springboard off of, and start to sell Columbia.
Ryan, is this the win that we needed? They kind of push us over the hump type of project. Is this what you would see as a potential catalyst for more projects?
I think so. I think there's a high likelihood that we'll get some tertiary projects attached to this, just by way of, this company. So they may have some suppliers and things that want to come to the area as well.
Well, I see Whipple licking his chops, and Tara is excited to maybe staff some of these folks. So what these tertiary companies that that all brings a trickle down impact for everybody here in town. So that would be significant.
Yeah.
And Cadina's on here too, and he would like to sell a little bit more power. So
he's going to have plenty of it running out to that site soon. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just think, you know, when we talked about this yesterday, and we have all seen the demand for these seltzer products skyrocket. I mean, back in 2017, there were probably you go to like Greens or something, and there's a little corner in the store, you know, with your seltzer and your White Claw and Truly or whatever, and they had like a little, you know, back corner of the aisle. And now you go in there and they've got entire aisles filled with this stuff, you know, and they can't keep it on the shelves. It has become um, it's bigger. The seltzer explosion now is bigger than the explosion of demand for light beer when it initially came out.
all right, I gotta pause and just interrupt right now. I don't really want to get into the Zoom raise your hand thing, but who has had a White Claw? Anybody? Just raise your good. Don't feel guilty. All right, we got a couple. All right, I have not. I will promise you I will soon. I've had a Mike's Hard Lemonade, but I've not had a White Claw.
Mhm.
And anyway, I'll rectify that. But we're glad they're here. All right, what else? Lancer is shaking his head. You haven't. Well, you need one. All right, Ryan. What other? Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. The how quickly this market has changed. And I think you said triple digit growth.
Yeah. So they threw up a graphic last night. I was trying to find some stuff this morning, you know, along those lines. But back in 2017, their market growth was about 17%, which is, I mean, that's pretty good, right? Like, there's a lot of people out there who would like, you know, kill to get 17% growth within their own market. And then the next year it's up to like 50, you know, now it's in the high 80s, you know, and this next year they expect to see 100% growth in their market. You know, the Mark Anthony group, which let me explain a little bit about their beverage group as well. So they're a portfolio of beverage products. They've got some very high-end wine things that they do. They've got White Claw is obviously probably the most recognizable of their brands at this point, but they also own their Mike's Hard Lemonade as a part of their portfolio. They've got some other things like Cayman Jacks, which is like a mixed margarita or a mixed Moscow Mule that comes in a bottle that you can kind of pick up from the store. So they've got this whole portfolio of projects, and their brand group as a total is $4 billion around 2020. And they expect that to grow, you know, over the next, I think 2022, they said they were looking at $5 to $6 billion. So, I mean, it's just, you know, it's increasing like crazy. And we had a conversation last night with these folks, you know, at some point, a particular product in a product line takes off so much that it gets more recognition than the general product itself. So think about, everybody thinks about Clorox, nobody thinks about bleach. Everybody thinks about Kleenex, nobody thinks about tissues. Well, White Claw has become that to the seltzer brand. Right now, when it comes to like all of seltzer sold in the US, they have 60% of the market share. So they have more market share under the White Claw brand than everybody else, all of their competitors do combined, you know, and nobody's putting a dent in it right now. They're just absolutely killing it. And I think that's part of what's so great about this win, like I said, is that not only are you getting this manufacturer, this investment in these jobs here, but you're getting the recognition that comes along with having that brand here. And I think that gives us a lot of, you know, long-term things that we can do to kind of play and sell the community when you have that level of recognition that you can attach to your city or region.
One last thing I want to point out, Brian and I talked about this a little bit yesterday of where they were looking and why they chose Columbia. And they're building another distribution facility in Glendale, Arizona, right outside of Phoenix. So thoughts on or what you can share of why they picked Columbia.
So they were looking at least 4 other states with at least probably 3 or 4 communities in each. So, I mean, we were probably on an initial list of about 15 to 20 communities, kind of from what I've been able to gather. I think it came down to us in Florida. And to be honest, I think Florida is where more of their actual product demand is, so you would think from a logistical standpoint, well, it might make more sense for them to put that facility in Florida, just based on the fact that, well, we're going to make it here and we're going to be shipping most of it out around the state anyway. The consensus. So I talked with John last night, who's the president of the corporation. And he's, I think what he impressed upon Mayor Benjamin and Councilman Livingston and the other politicians in the group was like, we came here, everybody rallied behind this, and we just got the feeling that this community wanted it more. That they were going to make good faith efforts to make sure that we were opening here on time and we were successful, and we just really felt welcomed. We felt like we were dealing with some people, who were willing to go to bat for us. And that was a lot of the difference maker, I think, is the, like I talked about earlier, the quality of their character and what we saw from the corporate team, and I think we were able to match that with our enthusiasm at the local level.
Well, thanks on behalf of the chamber and the folks. I know this, we appreciate you taking the time and updating us, but one, thanks for your work on this. It's huge for the entire community, and one that I hope really will be the catalyst for more projects. Y'all worked hard to put us on the map to take advantage of our location, but more important, the people here. So anyway, go back to work, bring us some more. We're all in the "what have you done for us lately" mentality now. So go back to work. We're celebrated enough on the White Claw. Time for some more. I'm just kidding. Thank you very much.
It's always like that anyway. But Columbia's got a lot going for it as a city and a region. I think we were able to put our best foot forward on this. It demonstrated, how we can all come together and rally around the cause. And I think just from a city, county government perspective, from, our partners, utility providers, y'all, let's just, continue to put our best foot forward and let people know that we're a great place to be. I think we get a little down on ourselves sometime as a city and a region, but we've got good stuff here. And I think people from the outside recognize that. So
Right.
Y'all keep doing the great stuff that you're doing, as the chamber, as business leaders, and just letting people know we have wonderful things here, for people who want to be a part of the community.
Right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming on today too. Let me wrap up with a couple of things. One, had a chance to go out and look at Columbia Concerts is coming to town, which is going to be great for those that have been missing live music at the old West Columbia Speedway. So if you have a chance to look at their concert series, do that. Really interesting idea, which is to be an open space outdoors. The old track in West Columbia is a perfect spot. They've erected a huge stage, and everybody's got plenty of room for social distancing. So anyway, check that out. And want to pass my condolences down to Don Barton's family. I don't know if many of y'all know Don Barton, but he was a patriarch in the business community for years and years and years. Was one of the founders of the zoo here in Columbia, and was I think chairman emeritus of the zoo for like the last 45, 50 years. So great Columbian, and he passed away this week. So thoughts with him and his family. So, all right, we're going to wrap it there. Thanks everybody for joining. But serious note, I am not able to be around next week, and then we got Thanksgiving. So we're going to put a pause on CWCs for a while, and we'll come back as needed, but I'm going to give you your Fridays back. So thanks for those that have been loyal visitors to us. Yes.
Also, some prayers to Peter Brown and the Colite family.
Yes, thank you.
Patriarch, Mr. Brown passed away, but did a yeoman's job in terms of development of Colite here, and not only domestically but internationally with the signs that they produce all over the world. So,
And a neighbor up in Northeast. So yeah, thank you for passing. I totally missed that. So thank you very much. All right. So this has been fun experience, and I really appreciate y'all tuning in every week. Got a couple of chat announcements, and you can come back and read that. Thanks, Ted, Susan. So anyway, y'all enjoy your fall weekend. Thank goodness it's the Masters, and we got some good sports on this weekend. So y'all be safe, wash your hands, wear your masks. We'll see you real soon.
bye, everybody.